Hello, you wonderful people out in YouTube land. It's been a while. It's been so long, in fact, that the question of whether or not I'm currently wearing pants is irrelevant. I'm not. So, what happened? I was supposed to skip a week. That turned into 2 weeks. That turned into a bit more than 2 weeks. As I have been absent, our subscriber numbers have gone up. So, I shall see if they go down again when I post this video, and take comfort in the fact that I just know my ramblings are not for everyone. But if you've listened to the podcast, you will know one of the reasons why a video did not occur a couple of weeks ago. I was waiting for post. That post went to my neighbour. My neighbour, who usually takes in my post, kindly said, "We're going away for a few days. I don't think we should take this in. You'll redeliver it. That's fine." It was marked for redelivery. It did not get redelivered. I then marked it for redelivery again. It did not get redelivered. I went to the depot, eventually spoke to someone at the counter who was very nice and very polite and very apologetic. But at one point they looked on a map and said, "Oh, is this your house? Here it is on the map." And I said, "No, that's my neighbour's house." And I believe when the postman first ticked it as neighbour having accepted it, there has been some glitch in the system, because then he marked it as not delivered, attempt redelivery. I said, "But I have a notification saying it was delivered, but when I click on the photo, it is my neighbour's parcel who has had their item delivered to them, and, refused mine because they wanted me to get it sooner." I ended up taking about a week longer to get this thing sorted out. It was some minor Kafka-esque escapade, which is fun. And it was all for this World Noir Volume 4 from Radiance Films. Just realised that I've forgotten to put my reading glasses on, so I'm not going to remember all the titles, but thankfully they are in bigger writing here. I don't know how you pronounce that one. Chnouf. Chnouf. And then there's Back to the Wall, which I can pronounce, and Paris Pickup. Now, I have all four of these, which is why I'm now kind of tied in to always picking up the next release. Radiance Film do great releases for these, and usually for their October selections, so I'm really pleased to dive in occasionally and get those. I try to resist the lure of other titles that they release, but they do some fantastic gems from what I've heard about the titles, and they give them a nice bundle of supplementary features. Usually next month is Noirvember, so I'm going to do my utmost to watch one from each set and dive into the World Noir world. And then the other movies that just appeared without any problem were Death Carries a Cane. And I really can't recall if I've seen this one or not yet. The same goes for The Perfume of the Lady in Black. Now, these are two of your typical indicator titles, in which case they are loaded. And again, I apologise, I have forgotten my reading glasses. Maybe you can screenshot that and you'll see what's on the disc for The Perfume of the Lady in Black. To me, that is just a blur at the moment. And Death Carries a Cane has all of this on it. I don't know, maybe when I upload this the writing goes the correct way around. I really couldn't sound more like an old man when I discuss the technical aspects of just recording a YouTube video on iPhone. So that's it. Those were the new releases. I don't think I've overindulged lately. I do have quite a few things obviously still pre-ordered and waiting to come in the post. So we'll see if there's any more fun in that department. October is the horror season for us at the podcast. I'm sure you know, we try to each pick a horror movie every week, so there are often 4 movies per week through October. There were 3 picked for this week coming because Craig was absent. He was unfortunately absent for his own special, and I think that was some good conversation about Who Killed Teddy Bear, Touch, Female Perversion, and A New Leaf. So you can listen to those being discussed, and you can listen to us give our usual statement at the end for whichever one we each individually pick as a winner. Now, before then, I've gone blank on what Dave picked. We did do some horror movies early, and Tyler gave us Bones. Dave gave us... Oh, man. It's so bad that I forgot what Dave got us to watch already. Damn it. And I picked The Entity. And I think that was a really good conversation as well, anyway. Even though I can't recall what Dave gave us. I sat there, watched it. I've gone blank. That's just that's a downside of how my memory is sometimes. That's why I write all my reviews and keep so many notes about things that I need to keep track of. And I'm not going to bring up the letterbox list at the moment to see Dave's choice. It's just got to really annoy me until I check in later, and then I will kick myself for forgetting it right now. But as I say, there was good conversation there. I thought it was a kind of a really good start to spooky season. I think this week's conversation, although not horror-centric, has certainly 1 or 2 titles that should appeal to those who like slightly darker fare, whether that is dark, or dark comedy. And yeah, I think we covered some interesting ground there. So that's it. If you've subscribed before you've seen any of my videos, then I hope you stick around and don't mind the chat. I'm showing some discs. If you already know me, then I hope this hasn't put you off, because I've just reminded you of how I chat away on these videos. And if you have anything to say about the indicator discs or the World Noir selection from Radiance or the movies that we've covered on the podcast lately, then please do just get in touch. I'll put the link tree below that has our email address on there as well, and everywhere that the podcast is. And you can also just comment on these videos. I think that's it from me for this week. Who knows when I'll be back? I haven't had any notifications for pending deliveries at this moment in time, but you never know when things will start dropping through the letterbox again. That's it. Take care.